Okay, brilliant. We're on. So, anyone who's watching this, I'm Seth. I'm founder of GreatLab. We're very, very fortunate to be joined one by my favorite customer, Linda from Halo. But Linda, instead of me introducing you, maybe you could just tell us a little bit about yourself, your lab, and the story behind you.
Okay. Well, I'm Linda Sutton, work with Halo Dental Laboratory, and we're based in Birmingham, and we're a Crown and Bridge laboratory. And I've been with Halo for 17 years, so I've seen a lot of change and new implications.
That's good. What is the team like?
But there's 15 members of staff here in Halo, a mixture of technicians, plaster room, administration staff, and drivers as well. So there's a big mixture of us all here.
I got you. I got you. Okay. And look, I normally don't ask this, but with you guys, I think, could you? What was the previous lab software you had? Can I see the previous lab software you had? This is great.
A book and a pen.
That's good. How long did you have that for? 17 years, is it?
I've been here 17 years, so we've had it for 16 years.
Okay, right. I got you. I got you. And like, look, before using GreatLab, what was your personal biggest pain point of the digital side?
Just locating work and having everything in one place. There was all either in a book, we have to keep looking for it all the time. It was very time consuming, and it was trying to find work and always going through pages and pages and pages of work all the time. So,
Okay. Okay. Did you like, yeah, like, I mean, was the fact that like when dentists would call up, or what was the biggest like time
well, it's the fact
taking
that we
moment?
always had to try and locate the job in the manual book first and then have to go walk round the lab to find where it was, see which bench it was on, what stage it was in. So it was just always, but the biggest thing was always going through the book to try and find what date it was booked in, whether we had it as well, because you couldn't always confirm that we would actually receive the work. So he was always looking for something, and sometimes we never had it.
Hey, I got you. So you don't really have a search feature there.
No.
Okay, all right. Okay, okay, okay. And okay, well then look, to follow on that. What was the biggest time saver? The biggest time saver was just pretty much the files organizing, was it? Or
It was the organiser. It was being able to have everything, every case on the computer, and having multiple people being able to log in and seeing everything all in one go. And we could see, if we looked in onto the lab management system, we could see where it was in the lab and a date when it was going to go back as well. It was just the fact that everything was in one place. They could have copies of the PDFs of the orders. We know exactly where it had been subcontracted to, which bench it was on, which technician was working on it, and also if it had already been dispatched and whether it had been sent out by a driver, by a courier, or they collected it. We could see it all on the system, all in one go.
I got you. And how did you guys distribute files before that? Like, what? How did the technicians and you
Well, we
talk?
didn't. It was everything was paper and manual all the time. It was everything was a very heavily manual
So the
paper
dentist,
orientated organisation.
so you would have to get the pictures from the dentist and then put them,
Yes,
give
we'd
them.
have to
Okay.
go and find the work and then walk around the lab and then just see everything all the time. It was just constantly just trying to find the work, and if, especially if a dentist was on the phone, 90% of the time we'd have to call them back because they were on the phone too long.
Really? ninety
Yeah,
percent
but
of the
now
time
we
you'd
can
have to
actually
call them
answer the
back.
questions straight away.
Okay, right. So in instant access to your
Yeah,
data is probably the
yeah.
biggest one. I got you. I got you. How was the learning curve?
Um, Challenging for some and exciting for others.
That's a,
A very mixture.
that's a very political answer.
Yeah, well, it was, but you do because you've got a different dynamics. You've got technicians that have never used a computer, and I'm not going to turn around and say they are older or, but it's just that they've been in the industry a lot longer and never had to go on a computer system. So some of them really took up to the challenge and really liked it. Others we had to sort of like help them along the way. But now that they're all on it, they all really like it.
I got it. I got it. What would you think if you were to go back in time and get them all to do that again? Was there any little like trick you did to like get them on faster? Or
Just hold the hand, just held the hand all the way.
I
Held the
got you.
hand, yeah, just
I
held the
got you.
hand, and just every day, just go onto it, show them how easy it was. If you know what I mean, just holding the hand and just making sure they got the passwords, the profile set up correctly, and then once they used it after about a week, they were fine. And now I don't get very few questions at all, very few.
That's great. That's great. I mean, sounds like it sounds like there's been a very very smooth workflow implemented. Um,
They've all. I'm not going to say they've all enjoyed it, but they've all taken it on board.
I
They've all
got you. I
taken it
got
on
you.
board, but they had the support. I had the support of yourselves, if you know what I mean. Having the support, me having the support meant that I could give other people the support. You see,
I got you. So overall, you're happy with the support we've
I
provided.
have, yeah, definitely, 100%.
How many calls do you think we've had?
Oh, hundreds, hundreds. I'm not going to say hundreds of calls. There was definitely hundreds of messages.
Hundreds. That's good. That's good. Look, we're all trying to get better at everything we're doing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And if you were to like recommend this system to someone else, how much time do you think they should allocate for the actual onboarding process, or do you think it's
The
based on the lot?
onboarding process. It depends on how good your records are previously, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Because we were a small lab and we didn't have thousands of customers, if you know what I mean. It wasn't too bad to implement them all. And it's just the fact that I know initially we was changed the way we set up our dentists and our clinicians, and then it modified it. So we was onboarded quite early in the process, you say. So a few changes were put in, but now the system's so much easier to create a client and a dentist on the system. The flow's so much better, so much better.
Good to hear. What out
Cheers.
of all the features, what's your favorite thing?
Being able to locate my barcode scanner, my friend, my friend,
Do you use the barcode scanning quite frequently? Yeah.
all the time.
All the time. Yeah. Okay. Great. I'm delighted to hear that. That's good. And tell me, look, in terms of the features and things like, look, we're always working towards trying to add more features. Is if
Yeah.
you could wave a magic wand and get a feature that would change everything, what would it be?
I'm going to say make me a cup of tea, but I know that's not possible. Um, to be honest with you, all the features I've needed or would have liked have been addressed, and it's not always been me, if you know what I mean. There's been people within the organisation, and we're all operating roughly the same way, if you know what I mean. All labs have all got roughly the same way of working, if you know what I mean. You book it in, it goes round the lab, and you book it out. So in that respect, and it is just traceability and knowing how many bonded crowns you've done, how many porcelain veneers you've done, and just there's little things, but nothing. I can't turn around and say there's anything that I would really, really like, because I think all the functionalities that we need are there.
Okay.
We don't have
Okay.
to use all the facilities that are there. I mean, we can pick and choose what's relevant to our lab.
Okay. I got
So
you.
the
I got
system
you.
can do a lot more, but they're not relevant to our lab because every lab's different and we're crown and bridge, some have dentures. So the system fits a lot of organisations and you can all pick and choose what you want to use and what you can utilise.
I got you. I got you. If you were to recommend, if someone told you they're starting with GreatLab tomorrow, what would be the recommended strategy of implementation?
Just make sure you get your base data right, if you know what I mean. Make sure you've got your customer client bases right, your correct email addresses. As long as the
Account codes.
information in your system has got to be right to start off with, and then the flow, your product prices, your product codes, just get your basic data right. Spend time getting your basic data right, and then everything will work well.
Got you. So just setup is what you say is
Yeah,
critical to not
yeah,
overlook
yeah.
it.
Your customers, your products, a bit of training, if you know what I mean. All your log on. Yeah, make sure everybody's got a log on system, and also just make sure that everything is set up right. You've got your email addresses, your telephone numbers, just everything's got to be set up, and then it goes smoothly. It's when it's not set up correctly, that button isn't ticked or that isn't linked, or you haven't got the email address on of bits and pieces. So just make sure everything's set up correctly. Spend time getting the basis right, and then the system works brilliantly.
Great. Okay. Linda from Halo, thank you so much. Okay. We'll end it there. Thanks so much. Okay.